Mud-soaked woodfolk climbing trees 'cause trying freeze. Naked hopes in robes they choke. Seaweed cried of an open mind 'cause an ocean mind is the only kind.
Oh, hello! Welcome! Today we're here to share one of the world's most favorite seaweeds, Nori! So come join us as we go to the depths of the intertidal zone and see what we can find. Oh, this is one of our favorite seaweeds, the Porphyra species. This is invaluable to the natives of this part of the world. The coastal Salish people called it their gold, so to speak, and used it for trade with all the other inland tribes.
There's over 70 species of Porphyra, and it's mostly found in cold water areas in the intertidal zone. And it is a red seaweed. There's 3 classifications of seaweeds. There's reds, greens, and browns.
It looks brown.
It does look brown, and that's because it grows a little bit higher. So in the red seaweeds, you get a lot of those really beautiful blue and red hues when they grow at deeper depths because they need those pigments to capture the sunlight.
So most of you have eaten plenty of this seaweed in the past. If you've ever had sushi, this is the seaweed that it's made out of.
That's right, and although it is popularly farmed in Japan, it was originally discovered how to farm in Wales and then later brought over to Japan.
We want to go beyond connecting with the seaweed and sushi. We got to come out here to the intertidal zones where we're going to find lots of bountiful nori to harvest.
Yeah, it's a great time to come as the tide is moving out because then the nori is still moist from the ocean water and it's easier to harvest. If the sun has cooked it onto the rocks, it gets all dried and sticks right onto the rocks.
Any of these seaweeds have what's called a holdfast, which is this part that is attached to the rocks. We don't want to pull this off. 1, it's going to be hard and not be a very nice taste in our mouth. And 2, it's going to stop the seaweed from regrowing. So we got to give it a nice little chop. And if we do like so, where we leave some here, it'll grow back.
Now you'll notice with the nori, it doesn't have a stipe, which is kind of like a stem on a seaweed. And it also doesn't have any floats because it doesn't grow very deep.
Which means you don't have to go very far into the ocean if you want to harvest this one. In fact, we don't even have to get our feet wet today. This grows all year round and we can find it as a food any time of the year.
So you can harvest this in the wintertime after the first frost until April. And the reason that it's harvested during that time is because the land plants have gone to sleep for the winter. And so this is a fresh, available food for you all throughout the wintertime.
So that would have been a famine food for the native peoples of this part of the world.
That's right.
Now, what are the benefits of seaweeds like this?
Well, an amazing fact about nori is that it's up to 50% protein.
Whoa.
It's also very high in vitamin A, higher than spinach in fact. 1 nori sheet is the equivalent vitamin A that is found in 3 eggs.
Whoa. Now there's a lot of other minerals like zinc and selenium and all kinds of things that our body needs as cofactors to make sure that we're vital and healthy. So seaweeds like this can be a really good part of our diet. As you'll see, it's quite rubbery. And when I chew on this, I can chew on it. But you know, with that rubberiness I'm gonna have to deal with. So we tend to want to make this into sheets or break it up in the blender. So our favorite way to work with this, other than just dry it, once it's dried, it's easier to masticate and get going in your mouth. But our favorite way to use it is to blend it up in the blender with a bit of water, strain out that water, add some tamari or something along this, and put it out onto dehydrator sheets. We let those dry up, and then we cut them into slices, and we got what's called nori jerky. Now this is amazing. It's like a thicker nori wrap roll, but we've sliced it into pieces. Our kids love this, our animals love this, and we just find this to be one of the most nourishing foods around our house, especially in those winter months.
Seaweed is most notably known for its iodine content, although nori has the lowest amount. So if you are concerned about consuming iodine because you've got hyperthyroid or Hashimoto's, for example, then you can trust that nori has lower amounts than the other seaweeds out there.
Seaweeds are so beautiful and amazing to work with, and it really saddens me that these have gotten a bad rap as a taboo food. People are concerned about radioactive isotopes and pollution in the ocean these days, and what they don't realize, part of the misconception, is that seaweeds are an annual or a biannual plant mostly. They grow super fast. They don't concentrate radioactive isotopes and heavy metals and these types of toxins. They actually help pull them out of the system. So what we really should be concerned about are things like the larger deep water fish, as well as our own bodies. Putting seaweed in them will help detoxify the body and pull out some of those toxins that we're afraid are in the seaweeds.
Something to understand about radioactive iodine is it has a half-life of 8 days, which means once it's dried, after 60 days, the radioactive iodine that may potentially be within the seaweed actually evaporates out of the seaweed and it's now safe to consume. Once dried, it maintains its super high nutrient-dense profile for up to 10 years, so it's a great food to store over the long term.
Not only are seaweeds safe, but they also help pull toxins out of our body. So this is one of the most invaluable things we have as a medicine to heal ourselves and heal this planet. We need to be honoring the gifts that seaweeds like Nori bring to the world. Even just hanging out with the seaweeds makes us happy. Once we got seaweeds like this, we're gonna need to make sure we clean them, as there's all kinds of little critters and bugs inside of them.
Some of the little crustaceans that can be found in the nori that live on the nori will putrefy once dried, so you really want to make sure you rinse them off.
We need to make sure we use ocean water, not fresh water, when we're rinsing seaweeds.
Otherwise, the fresh water will burst the cell walls in the seaweed and then it won't keep quite as long. We also want to make sure that we dry it in the sunshine because that'll enhance its flavor profile, and it only takes a couple of hours in the sun for it to dry.
So nice if you can get out in the morning and pick your seaweeds, dry them in the afternoon, and put them away in the evening.
If you'd like to learn more about plant medicine and the gifts they have to bring, you can subscribe to us right here.
Right here?
That's right.
All right.
Thanks for joining us.
See you soon.
Here on this beautiful coast, explore the intertidal zone of the magnificent world of seaweed.